Hey, let's talk about selling artwork online, specifically via Instagram. One of the things you will notice is the moment you start putting up pictures and drawings and illustrations that you do, if you're a decent artist, within weeks, if not days, a bunch of people are going to start hitting you up and wanting you to draw pictures for them. Some of those people will actually want to pay you too. Others, they just want free stuff. We'll leave those guys out of the conversation today. And anyways, what I've found, and this is 100% my opinion, my experience, there's certain types of customers, people you work with, that are just simply amazing to work with. And then there's three types which I will tell you you want to be cautious with. So let's get into it. So number one, the best, absolutely best type of person you can work with, in my opinion, my experience, is models. So a lot of Instagram people just get paid, or they do something where they put their pictures online, and now some of those have moved over to OnlyFans. But there's a lot of Instagram and OnlyFans models out there who will pay buku dollars to have you do a portrait of them, or they want you to do a picture of them like in a movie setting. Princess Leia is a really popular one. A lot of models want you to draw them as Princess Leia. I don't know why, but in any case, they are great because they pay instantly. I mean, literally the moment you say, hey, yes, I can do a portrait of you, or yes, I can draw this picture, they'll be like, cool, what's your Venmo? Let me send you that money right now. Amazing. Also, they tip. In fact, I was thinking about this the other day, and I don't know if I've ever done a job for an Instagram model who did not tip me. And some of these cases, the tips end up being more than the picture. So you're charging $500 for a portrait, and they tip you $600. It's amazing. Love them. Absolutely love them. I will always prioritize them as a client, no matter what's going on, because of that. A little side note too: some of them do want nudes done, so be careful with that if you don't want to see that stuff. But it's great for me. I don't mind. And they send pretty awesome reference pictures. I'm just saying. The other good client is businesses with specific art need. So I make most of my money from art doing wine labels for wineries because it's kind of a specific niche that has a bit of a technical aspect to it, and that there's some regulations, some stuff that you got to put in labels, some certain verbiage has to be on there as well. So I can do that, and there's not a lot of people who do it, and I think it's great. But also, if you can do anything for business, like another thing I've done is, for example, human resource teams. They do what they call onboarding, which is a real fancy way of saying welcoming people to a company, and they put them through, maybe a day or two of onboarding. But there's documentation that goes along with that they want some graphics, some illustrations put there. Great thing to do with technical manuals. I've done two of those. Those are a little time consuming, but yeah, anything that you can do where you make something that's technical with graphics, you'll find businesses are really, really in need of those things. So great clients, pretty straightforward, awesome people to work with. The only thing is, to start out with that, you might need to start off like doing work for something you find in Upwork or Fiverr first. I would say that if you're going to charge anything more than minimum, Instagram is probably a better platform than Upwork or Fiverr. The other great client is collectors. Collectors are awesome. Again, these guys also tip as well, but they just want artwork to hang on their walls, and they just want to see Superman fight the Thing, or they want to see Cyclops take on Batman, or just something like that. They just want pictures. So they're awesome. They just tell you what they want, you do it, you send it to them, and they're happy. The only watch out with them is, I would say, spend time talking to them, know exactly what they're looking for in the pictures. But those guys, collectors who just want to own the art, not try and sell it or do something else, collectors are awesome to work with. One of my favorite types of people. Now we get into the other type of clients, which are the three types of customers you want to be cautious with. And again, this is based on my experience. Your experience might be different. It would be interesting to know how it has been for you when it comes to these types of customers. So number one, other artists. Yeah, other artists don't like to pay. It's this weird thing, like they want your work, they will take your work, they'll compliment you, say how awesome it is, but they struggle with actually paying you for work. and they will do silly things like try and convince you that because you drew a picture for them and they put it in their Instagram profile and they got 200 likes, that is more valuable than you actually getting money. So 90% of the reason why I charge half of my cost up front is because of artists. And to be frank with you, I'm probably going to stop doing any work with them because they're a pain. I mean, it just is. Either they're photographers, they're painters, digital artists, whatever. When they're reaching out to you for artwork, they have this weird thing where they feel like their stuff is so valuable they should charge a bunch of money, but they just don't want to pay you. I don't know if that's just an Instagram thing or if it's an artist thing in general, but stay away from them. If you're going to do work, I would not do it for any other artists, and that's probably going to be my philosophy going forward. The other one is collaborators. Collaborators are basically people, they want to do a project with you. Hey, that's great, except what you'll find is 50% of them actually want to do a project, 50% of them just think they want to do a project with you. So they say, hey, let's do a comic. Cool, send me a script. Oh, well, I haven't gotten the script yet. Okay, awesome. Or they'll say, hey, man, I'm putting together this children's book and really want to work with you. I just need a couple of pages of illustration. Awesome, send me what you need. Okay, I will. And nothing ever happens. So if you do start working with them, that becomes more of an issue because a lot of these guys will be in limbo. They'll send you half a script or they'll send you basically something that's never going to be finished. So you end up having time obligated to them, but then when you don't actually complete the project, sometimes they don't want to pay you for the work you've done. And it's a pain. So watch out for those guys. The next one is eBay sellers. I don't know what it is, but eBay sellers have this thing where they don't want to pay you until they've taken the work that you've done for them and then they've sold it on eBay. But what they don't realize is 90% of the time, what they could sell work for on eBay is probably going to be less than what the artist charges directly. What I mean by that is like collectors, they pay me for the artwork that they want to keep. They don't go to eBay to buy secondary art from an artist they don't have a name recognition for. I'm not a huge famous artist, so I'm just an illustrator. So my name doesn't carry a lot of weight in eBay. Now, the problem with eBay collectors, or as it were, eBay sellers, they just don't want to pay you up front. They want to wait until they've quote unquote flipped your artwork to pay you for that money. And you've got to be really, really clear with those guys that, hey, no, you got to pay me for my work now, not whenever you think you're going to take the piece of work I've done for you and made millions of dollars, whatever, because it's not going to happen. So what can you do? So number one, I mentioned it before, get half of your payments first. That way, if they do cut out on you, because what you'll find is a lot of people will say, hey, I want this project done. You start the project, and then like a day later they go, I changed my mind. I just don't have the funds now. But if you get half up front, at least you get the half. And then whenever they come up with the second half, you can give them the piece of work you were working on. The other thing is having a clear pricing structure. So don't try and negotiate prices. Just have something that's clear, send it to them, and then it's a yes or no answer. The other one is if you can get references. So if you share friends with the person who's reaching out to you, ask them, hey, have you ever done any work for Billy? Well, I did, but Billy doesn't pay. Okay, well, there's your answer. Maybe you don't want to do that. The other one here, watermarking. That's big, especially if you're a digital artist. Put a big old watermark inside there because one thing you'll notice, and again, this is artists who do this, you'll ask for 50% of the payment first, and you'll send them like a proof that it's done. And what they'll do, they'll just screenshot it, and then you won't hear from them again. You'll see it in their Instagram. They'll have all kinds of their pictures hanging up there, and it's all over the place, but they just won't pay you. So if you have a watermark in there, it keeps them from doing that. The other thing is, and this is for people who want to collaborate, literally at least 2 or 3 times a week, somebody messages me on Instagram and says, hey bro, I want to do a comic book. What do you charge? What's your rate? What's your availability? And I go, hey, great. Can I see your script? And 95% of the time, they don't have anything. They just like the idea of doing it. So somebody like that who doesn't have an existing script or an outline, they're not going to actually follow through with you. So don't waste your time with them. That's kind of my go-to answer. Hey, awesome. Sounds like you want to do a comic. Send me your script and I'll see what I can do. And most of the time people go, oh, I haven't written it yet. Great. When you do, send it to me and I'm happy to work with you. And then the other thing is, once you do find clients who are good paying clients, just keep working with them. You know, I would say at this point, between 65, 75% of the people I work with are the same people I work with over and over again. I work with the same wineries to do art labels. I work with the same few people to do commissions with. I work with the same couple of models now that I do portraits for and stuff. And so with that in mind, probably 25, 35% of them are new clients, people I work with, maybe on a one-off basis. It just makes it easier to just work with the same people over and over again. So once you find a good client, try to work with them as much as you can. Especially, you know, and I don't know if I mentioned it, but collectors, if you have somebody who enjoys your artwork and likes to collect it, just, you know, put them on schedule, reach out to them every few months and say, hey, thinking of anything else you want to hang on your wall? And most of the time, they will say, yeah, absolutely. So just my advice, it would be cool to see what you guys think about it. And if you have any tips or any experiences you have with clients yourselves, okay? So, hey, if you want to, reach me up on Instagram. I'm over at Twitter as well. Also, my Kinetic comic book, it's coming out in Indiegogo. I've got a pre-launch page. It's in the description. And I'll see you over there. Thanks, guys.